Good morning, Community for Exceptional Mind. It's been such an amazing journey together already. Again, this channel is about community and connectedness. We are not going to allow this season of quarantine, COVID-19 to take that away from us. We need to be creative and we need to build a community around each other. So for any of my students joining, thank you so much. This is in addition to all the assignments on Google Classroom. Tomorrow I'm going to be available for you all day. We're going to work on IEP goals. We're going to have office hours, as well as about a million other meetings that I have to be involved in tomorrow. So we're going to document our journey together with the placing symbolic value of money so that we can have some repeated practice together. I know my students need that, and a lot of us need repeated practice on the value of money because that's a really challenging thing to work with. So tune in at the end of this episode. We're going to work with money together. We have a PDF of our money exchange, so that is within that's within the link is provided within the description of this episode. But this episode, I just wanted to have fun. We've had a wonderful week and journey together, so I just want you to be able to kick your feet up and enjoy some music with Bill. Okay, so we are back with Community for Exceptional Minds. We have our super special day that we have planned for you with Bill Briscoe, and every week he has agreed to join us and just bless us with his talent and creativity. So welcome back, Bill. We love you so much. And before we start, I just wanted to Bill and I really share the same heart that we have for our students, past and present. So we wanted to share our quote together with you today. So this again is from The World According to Mr. Rogers. I have long believed that the way to know a spiritual sense is to know it in our real life. I think the best way to understand about God and peace is to know about peace in our everyday lives. So right now, Bill is joining us from his backyard. And as we are setting everything up, I heard the birds chirping in the trees, and it looks beautiful where you are. So something that brings me peace is being outdoors and music. So I would love for you to share both of the things that bring me peace. I would love for you to share that with our students today. So thank you, welcome back. And then also, really quick, Bill in his classroom, he had something called Briscoe Bucks. So this week, because of the fact that we always need repeated practice with working with money, in honor of Bill and everything super special that you did for your students, in honor of Bill, we are actually documenting our journey together. This is not money that you can spend in the store, but we're going to exchange all of the money that we've earned this week from all of our activities, and we're just going to document our journey together as we go through repeated practice with money. So this activity is worth 50 cents. So the 2 coins that represent 50 cents are 2 quarters. Okay, so Bill, you are so wonderful and talented. I just want to see what you would like to share with us today.
I'm going to actually step away from my instruments right now for a minute because I want to ask all those students out there, how often do you go in your backyard and look around? Because right now we're all stuck at home. You can go in the backyard and look for all the beauty that you have in your own backyard. Sometimes it's not just the way the yard looks, but it's your beauties and your brother and sisters that you get along with, and your mom and your dad, and the music that you listen to. See, I go in my backyard where I'm at right now, and it's such a beautiful day. I'd rather be outside than inside. And I bring my instrument with me, and I'll play out here. Or bring my radio out, which you can do. You can sit out there and listen, hear the birds. You can listen to the birds and you play your music and just relax and know that it's going to be okay. You know, and then when you get a little tired of that, you can walk back in the house and ask Mom, what can I do for you? Sometimes that helps out too, because it's stressful being around each other, or sometimes all the time. because
Well,
they're around each other. It's a new way to get to know each other. This is a time to get to know people in your family. And so I have, remember this? Remember this is called? It's called a trumpet. I'm sorry.
no.
It's called a violin. I made a mistake. So it's called a violin. And remember this, it makes the most beautiful sound. It has this thing called a bow. This is the voice. This is its voice. I can't hear anything. Can you hear anything? No. But once I put the string and I breathe, the violin bow breathes for the violin. When I don't use any air, you can't hear me. So if I sing twinkle,
What?
twinkle, you can't hear it till I put some air into it. Twinkle, yeah. You have to say twinkle, twinkle. You have to push air through. Just like when you talk to someone. If you talk to someone and you're afraid, you talk like this, they aren't going to hear you very well.
Hmm.
That's like when I play the violin, when I'm scared in the violin, it sounds like this. You recognize it, but you'd like to hear more, wouldn't you? And so I've learned, and Miss Chammy's learned that when we talk to others, we have to use a little more air so people will hear us because they want to hear us. Just like you want to hear the violin. Remember this song? I use a lot of air with that. Now, just like just like your voice, do you ever get mad? Thumbs up. You ever get mad at somebody? Tell me the truth. Yeah, you do. So when I get mad, the violin, it's like. That's my mad voice in the violin. You use a lot of air. But which one would you like to hear? The mad voice or the nice voice? The nice voice. So I've learned to play nice voices on the violin. So it's like. So nice and so fun to listen to. Just like I miss listening to you students in the classroom when you use nice voices. So today, though, I'd like to talk about different things. This is the voice for the violin. Oh, wait a minute. Well, I forgot I had this. Just a second. I'll be right back. Oh, look at that. Two violins. Oh,
Wow.
no, wait a minute. No, it's not a violin. It's bigger than a violin. This is my viola. Viola, violin, viola. And they're different
Wow.
sizes. Look, it's taller. Let me ask you this question. When you hear someone talk and big, how would you expect the voice to sound? Would you expect the voice to sound real high? Do you know what high means? This is high. I'm playing the violin. Here's a high voice, the violin. Voice. Would you expect to hear that coming out of Mr. Briscoe? I can't sing that high. So you expect I'm a bigger body, so my voice will be, what's this mean? Lower. It'll be lower. So it'll be down here like this. Miss Chammy has a. Didn't you sing soprano? Would you sing in madrigals when you were doing madrigals?
I was a second soprano. Now my voice
You
is
did.
flat and sharp. It's all over the place, but I still love singing.
Oh no, I know, but your voice. When I'm not talking like you like this. It sounds funny when I talk like this, Chammy, because I have a low voice because I have a bigger body. Listen to this big body instrument. It sounds a lot like Mr. Briscoe. This one's much. So we all have different voices. that we can use when we talk to people. So the instruments do the same things. Let me play the same song for you, and you tell me which one sounds lower. Ready? I'm going to ask you number one or number two. I'm going to play number one first, and I'll play number two second. So you're going to hold up either one finger or two fingers. One is lower, and two if number two was lower. Are you ready? Here we go. That's number one. One finger for number one. Let's try the second one. Remember, we're going to listen for which one is lower sounding. So you have to listen. That's number two. I'll play one string in each one so you remember. Here's number one. Is that one lower or is this one lower? Number two. I bet you guys know this pretty easily.
Here's a hint.
Number. See, between one and two. It's number one. Number one's a low one that sounds like
Number
this.
one.
Like a dad or a brother in the family. They have a low voice. Their voices sound like a viola. And next week I'm going to bring a cello out. You can hear how low a cello is. But today we're talking about the violin and the viola. And they all sound like the same song. They sound so different. Played last week that sounded kind of sad because it was about being alone, being away from people. But listen how it sounds on the viola versus the violin. I'll play just a little bit of it so you remember. And the violin sounds like this. A totally different sound, isn't it? Now, one's not better than the other because they work together. They work together. When they play together, they sound fantastic. Actually, what I'm going to do next week, I'm going to record one track of myself playing the viola along with the violin. We'll put that in there so you can hear them working together because we all work together, don't we? Don't we all talk together and work together? I'm not by myself. I'm with you. I'm with Miss Chammy. I'm with the other classmates. We work together as a group. And instruments do the same thing. They don't sound as pretty when they're all by themselves. They sound best when they all work together. And that's what today's about. And not one instrument's better than the other. The smallest instrument in the orchestra, a little piccolo, it's like a little flute, is just as beautiful as that big, huge thing called a bass. And when they all play together, you get the most beautiful sound. What do you think, Miss Chammy?
I think they are so beautiful. And I think that what you said, I was actually just trying to write it down right now. I think what you said about how the instruments go together, it is so perfect that you say that because no matter if we're social distancing, if we're physical distancing, just like how instruments can be played together and we can hear the instruments online just like we would if we were there right there with you in person. It's incredible that we can still provide that unity even though we have to physical distance and social distancing. So that was just perfect the way that you made that analogy. So thank you.
If I pluck one instrument, I'll pluck the violin by itself. Pretty. And here's the viola being plucked. Listen to them together. They sound really pretty together. They work together beautifully. And so we will be together again. This thing's not going to last forever. Yes. Meanwhile, we can be together now and share these things together as we're doing right now. If you have any questions, let Miss Chammy know, and we'll bring them up and we can talk about them next time. If you watch this video, I'd love to answer your questions.
Awesome.
Because music's about life. Yes. I would love you to go outside in your backyard. Every one of you has a phone, plug it in, pull up your favorite song, Go outside, put some headphones in, and just sit out there for 5 minutes and look how beautiful it is today. And realize that it's beautiful no matter where you go. If you're in your backyard, in your house, right now it's in the backyard. Go look for that beauty out there. I encourage every one of you. That's why when I get done here today, I'm staying out here for a while because it's so beautiful. So Miss Tammy asked me to play one song before I go. And this is a song, this is kind of a jazzy song. I'll play part of it
Ooh,
for you. It's called Nature Boy. It was written back in the 50s. It's beautiful. It goes, let me think. I'll go. Sorry. You know what? I've got the wrong song. I'm gonna try it again. Here we go. Wasn't that beautiful? So, and
loved
we're
it.
gonna do this next week again, Tammy.
Yes, yes,
Do you have
absolutely.
any questions? Okay.
I do have a question. You
Yes, go
mentioned
for it.
your willingness to play the cello next week. Will that be a
Mhm.
possibility next week to introduce our students to
Oh,
the cello?
oh, absolutely. It's all tuned up, ready to go.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited. I'm so
you
excited.
know, we'll go through the instruments I have, recorders. We'll learn about all these classical guitar, and we can have fun. Keyboard, we'll learn some keyboard, different sounds, keyboard sounds, but they're all music. The music's wonderful. It
Mhm,
gives us a chance to just let everything go,
mhm.
and have a good time, not having to think about all the other things that are not so good in the world today.
Yes.
You know.
Well, we will
Okay.
definitely take your challenge. So again, Bill's challenge for us today, and anytime that we need to find ways of accessing peace, we need to find peace in nature. We need to find peace in ourselves. We can also find peace in music. So Bill gave us a wonderful challenge to just go outside, put your headphones in, um, have someone
Sing with it.
be able to
Yeah.
music, sing music, think about music, and just allow that feeling of peace to just come into your heart, come into your spirit. So, Bill, thank you so much for that challenge. Thank you for just spreading so much joy for us today. And we will see you next week. So we have to part with our handshake. Are you ready?
Yes.
Ready?
Ready?
And turn
What? Da, 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 da,
around.
full circle, point fingers again. Okay. Hey, you
Thank
guys
you,
be good. I'll
Bill.
see you in a week. Thank you.
Have a wonderful rest of your week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and thank you so much for giving us so much joy today. We love you.
Okay. Bye bye.
This part of the episode is dedicated specifically for my students and anyone who needs repeated practice working with the value of money. I have placed a symbolic value on our journey together. This is not money that you can spend in stores, but I really wanted to be able to track our journey together and the value of all the activities that we're doing as we build community and connectedness through this channel. I want to place value on it, and I also want to be able to provide, as I want to provide with anything, repeated practice for those who need it. There is a reason why I did not add on our reference sheet, which again, this orange reference sheet, you can find this, you can print it out, you can have a separate, device that's showing this orange reference sheet, but you can find this sheet in a PDF form. It's a link within the description of this episode. But the reason why I placed value, symbolic value, on each of our activities is so that we can have an opportunity every Thursday when we come together to work with repeated practice on money. But if you'll notice, I didn't add on our reference sheet the names of all these individual coins, and that is because I don't want your working memory to really get too bombarded or too overwhelmed with all the names, because already, this together, the orange side, the purple side, it's a lot to look at. So we're going to go through this a little fast, but at home you can participate in any way that you choose. If you are just looking at the screen, you're going to get repeated practice with money. If you have something at home like my husband and I do, we gather any spare change that we have. We put it into an old oatmeal tin. But if you'll notice, all this change, it's really, really heavy. Our goal is to exchange as many coins into dollar bills as possible. So let's go through what we have symbolically earned through all of our activities this week. On Monday, we earned 66 cents. 2 quarters, 1 dime, 1 nickel, and 1 penny. So if you're following along, make sure that you have those coins. On Tuesday, 60 cents. 2 quarters, 2 nickels. If you're following along, pause the video and go grab those coins. Wednesday, we earned 3 quarters, 75 cents. Today, so far, with the activity, with music, we have earned 50 cents or 2 quarters. And I'm going to reward you even more if you tuned in to our Autism Awareness Book Club last night, 25 cents, 1 quarter. And if you accepted the challenge that Bill gave you with going outside, listening to music, that is worth 24 cents or 2 dimes and 4 pennies. Okay, so today we have earned a total of 75 cents, 85, 95, 6, 7, 8, 99 cents today. Whew, it's been a long week, but symbolically we have earned money because we are placing value on our hard work. Whew. Now, make sure that you can really differentiate or have a different way of understanding the orange side of your screen versus the purple side. Orange side is for reference, purple side is what we've earned that we're trying to exchange for dollar bills. An easy way that I like to start is I like to group everything together. So let's put all the pennies together. Okay, so pause the video until you have one group of pennies, one group of nickels, one group of dimes, and I want to make sure you see all of our quarters, and one group of quarters. So pause the video until you have that, if you're working with the actual money at home. Okay, just to save space, I'm going to line everything up, but we can still see that we have different groups, but I put them into horizontal lines. Okay, so let's start with pennies. I don't like pennies, so let's see if there's anything that we can exchange for these 5 pennies. So look at our reference sheet. Our first line, we see that 5 pennies equals 1 nickel. 5 cents, 5 cents. They equal the same. Don't be alarmed when I do this. I'm going to take away the 5 pennies and replace it with the equivalent, this 1 nickel. So instead of all those pennies, we have one coin that represents 5 cents. So it's the same value. Okay, is there anything else that we can exchange? So let's go next line down. Do we have 2 nickels? Yes, we do. Okay. 2 nickels can be exchanged for 1 dime. Don't be alarmed. 2 nickels. Whew, 1 dime. Do we have 2 more nickels? So now we have to put the dime into its own category. Okay. We have 2 more nickels. Let's get rid of those nickels. 2 nickels, we see 2 nickels equals 1 dime, 10 cents, 10 cents. Take the nickels away and replace it for 1 dime, 10 cents. Okay, what else can we do? I'm going to move, oh dear, I'm going to move all the quarters out of the way for now because I really, really need us to focus on the dimes. So right now we have a section of quarters. We have a group of 5s. 5 dimes equals 2 quarters. This is really challenging. So 50 cents equals 50 cents. We have 5 dimes right here. Are you ready? I'm going to take the 5 dimes away. And that equals 2 quarters. Okay, now all we have remaining are quarters. Let's see how many quarters we can exchange for dollar bills. We need 4 quarters to equal $1 bill. $1, $1. $1, $1. Put everything on the top that we've already exchanged. Okay, again, what do we have remaining? $1 equals $1. 4 quarters is $1. Don't be alarmed. Take those 4 quarters away, and that equals $1. Okay, so I'm going to move it to the top. What is remaining? Can we exchange these 4 quarters for anything else? Absolutely. $1 equals $1. Take those away. Okay, now take away the reference sheet. How much have we earned in our symbolic journey of community for exceptional minds? $1, $2, $3. Good job, my loves. $3.